Hey guys, it's me. Okay, let me explain why the JJS video hasn't been out yet. I was gonna help do it with a friend, and we're gonna figure that out while we're scheduling got a little crazy, and also I also had to state testing is tomorrow, so I do not want to do all that, you know. And my pants is literally trying to kill me right now. So, let's just get straight into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the two characters that has been a little bit controversial. Well, not controversial, but been a discussion about. Let's start off just get straight to it. First of all, my name is Brad, also known as RJ, and I hope you guys like this channel, and I hope you subscribe, we're gonna be making some video game, we're gonna play some video games and then react. That's what I'm gonna be doing here. So, let's just get straight right into it. First character, Tech Jacket. Tech Jacket has been one of my favorite characters before I even watched the show. If you ask anyone who's watched or read the comics, you probably know this one guy named Tech Jacket. Now, Tech Jacket is a dude named Zach Grayson, who got his powers from, not powers, the suit from, these aliens, and it allows him to, basically be like Blue Beetle, kind of. And that's basically all you need to know. Now, when I was starting the show, I was so excited because, I heard of Tech Jacket. He's a pretty cool guy. So I was like, ooh, I wonder how he's going to be in the show. So, the first thing that comes to mind is his outfit. Now, in general, the character could have been written a little bit better in the show. They could have done a little bit better on trying to make the character look stronger, almost. But one of the key things is the outfit. Now, Tech Jacket has a more complex and cool looking outfit. He be horrifying and stuff. He looks sick. But in the show, he does not. I was so excited to see this man, be fighting Viltrumites and stuff. I was waiting to see this cool looking suit. Why they got a beluga whale on my screen? This is not what I asked for. It's just diabolical, how is this going to happen? How do they do that? How do you make them look like they have a big forehead? I can write a whole math equation on their head. So, the gender swap. In season 4 of Invincible, we see that the character has been gender swapped. Now, this is not new to anyone who watched Invincible. We have Green Ghost, Shrinking Ray, race swaps as well, like Mark Grayson, Debbie. It's been doing great, but now fans are being really crazy about it. So fans have been making it seem like this is one of the most outrageous things ever. Now, me personally, I like Tech Jacket getting gender swapped. It's done really well, and to be honest, I like the character. Zoe seems like a good character, but she has some things to work on, and don't we all? It's not what I was looking for. So, I actually saw this video where it was like, oh, Tech Jacket got nerfed because they gender swapped him. And I was like, this is not sexist or something? How are you going to say because turning her into a girl, that made her weaker? Because, that doesn't make sense. But, hey, people are insane. Because they're over here making a whole war over the creators for doing this. And the whole reason why they did it is because apparently, Zach was a little too similar to Mark. Yes, in facial features, but when it comes to storylines, no. Now, disclaimer, I know the comics. Sure, I haven't read it, but I know what happens in his life. And I'm currently reading it because my best friend, or good friend, Gabe, lent me his book. His compendium of Tech Jacket, and I've been reading it, and it has been doing super great. So, just get that out of the way. And I'm not saying that Tech Jacket got nerfed and he was way stronger and he was like an Omega level threat. No, he wasn't. Now, that's what fans are saying. Fans that are LARPers. Now, this is where it all comes in, the Tech Jacket fans are going crazy. Now, the Tech Jacket LARPers are like saying that he was absurdly strong, powerful, able to take down Drag himself alone, like saying all these crazy feats. Like, sure, like he is strong, but he's not that strong, and they're kind of gassing him up, making him seem like he's the top dog, he's the strongest, he's built different, and it's not true. It's really not. But then now fans are saying he's hot doo-doo, like he's dog water, which is also not true. We're still talking about the guy who took down 2 invincible variants. Still, it doesn't care if he had to blow him up. That's how Rex got his W, bro. You call him a bum because he didn't like that don't make sense. It's still a W. And this is the dude who's able to actually wound Viltrumites. Now, they're making it sound like he's completely trash when he's not. Okay, sure, he did suck when the fight into Telescria and when they went to Viltrum. He did suck then. But we're still talking about the dude who can actually still hurt Viltrumites. Sure, he can't beat someone like a top tier fighter like Anissa, but he can still handle his own battles. In episode 5, 6, and 7, Zoe was not pulling any feats. Either being a supportive character in episode 7, those 5 and 6, she was basically useless. The ambush, she did absolutely nothing to contribute. Like, she landed no blows, no blast effects. And hold on, there's one weird thing I noticed that we all can tell that makes no sense. Now, we all know that big Beluga head of hers gets stomped by Creed, I forgot his name. And she can't see, which is confusing because she has eyes. We saw the suit close in after she when we first see her, she puts the mask back on. There's the lens. You can see that the lens goes right between her eyes. So why can't she see if the big old noggin here gets blocked? That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Then what's the purpose of having those lenses on if you can't even use it? Huh? Is it for aesthetic pleasing or what? Now, I'm not saying Zoe sucks either. I'm saying that she's a little bit weaker than in the comics. Because we all know she was actually doing most of the stuff. But she was also not doing most of the stuff. It's kind of he's a little bit better, but not too better, And Zoe was a very supportive character during episode 7. Episode 6, get her out of here. She couldn't even at least punch a no-name. Which, we need to check the stats on who Mustache Mark was in the show. Because how did she beat him? Because yes, her blasters are strong. We seen it. It can scratch and wound Viltrumites. But you're telling me he lost to Tech Jacket? The dude was raised at least in Viltrum. Bo has been in Viltrum. He has the mustache. He has the outfit on. And then she made him laid out dude was doing dude was doing gang signs with his fingers alone, twisting it, and it was crazy. Bo did not look okay. And obviously, she is strong, but she's not as strong as we would like her. And same with Tech Jacket. He kind of gets screwed over in the comics as well. I guess they're just chronically screwed over. But they could have done Zoe a little bit better, but I'm fine with the character. Now, let's go over to the giant bum in the room that's stinking up my room. Oliver. Oliver has not been doing good. He hasn't been doing good this past season at all. Oliver is so quick to just rationally jump into things. It seems like Conquest, when he slammed him like a basketball when he first fought Conquest, it kind of did something to his brain that he can never repair back. Because after that, it seems like Oliver does not learn his lesson at all. Because he thinks he's strong enough to go against Conquest again alone. When we saw your brother needed Adam Eve's help in order to actually beat this dude. I mean, come on. Like, this is not even fair at this point. Oliver's literally trying to be cooked here. On purpose. Like, this is insane levels of delusion. Bo has CTE critically. His brain is not moving straight. He forgot his left and his right at this point. Because the amount of times his head almost gets pushed into a meatball or contorted into a weird shape, a party balloon, is not even funny. The second time he fights Conquest, instead of listening to his brother, which is stay away from Conquest unless you're jumping him, he decides to go alone and starts minking me. Now, at first he was like, being fast, quick, hitting him with those 1, 2, 2, 2. But it didn't last long at all. And then he almost got red rushed. And let me tell you, that's when Oliver's brains completely shut down. Didn't work at all. Because after almost getting his melon popped and dying 3 times to Conquest, almost, Drag, remind you, Drag is the leader. Drag controls Conquest. You can't win against Conquest. Drag can. So what do you think you're able to defeat the dude who's able to control the dude you can't beat? Make it make sense. So Omni-Man is shaking his boots to fight against Drag, the all-powerful Viltrumite who's been training at birth. I know no one mentioned that to Oliver specifically, because why would he only mention it to Mark? Because he knows Oliver's going to just rush in and just try to attack. Whoop-de-doo. Guess what happens, you guys? Ironic. Anyways, I can't even say anything at this point. So, apparently, Oliver has no brain, thinking a dude who's thousands of years old has been training since birth is weak to him, and it's all up to the hype. If you really think about it, Drag is the elite demon. Like, think about it. Trained since birth, and this dude has been living for thousands of years. Do you know how strong you have to be to train constantly for thousands of years? Thousands. A whole centuries worth of, like, unlimited power. Like, dude, do you understand that? Like, it's insane. Now, obviously, Omni-Man, right before he fights, he has to mention this, and I bet you he looked straight at Oliver and said, yo, just gotta make sure, however strong you think you are, Drag is stronger. And, they just grilled on Oliver for a good reason. Mark chimes in saying, especially don't rush him, because we all know what he's going to be doing. And don't attack him head on alone, because that is the worst thing to do against someone who ruled an entire nation of terrorists for thousands of years. So, maybe don't do that. But Oliver, remembering ever since that basketball slam dunk that happened when he was a child, his brain hasn't been working since. Oliver thinks that old people equals weak times squared, thinks that he can beat Conquest. So after, I bet you, Oliver saw his dad get launched like a rocket in and out of Viltrum's atmosphere, because who wouldn't see that? Dude literally got sent flying back and forth. Like, what? You at least had to see your father get launched into Viltrum, or get launched back into space. Because, what? Oliver, having the IQ of my potato right before I eat it, decides, hey, let me go attack him. And gets a Viltrumite off him, dives, dodges a Viltrumite who he could have fought, but said, nah, let me go against the bigger one. Zooms in and then tries to land a punch. He gets grabbed, and guess what happens? Drag says, you're not one of us. Filthy. and crushes his hair. Oliver, now realizing that his two molecules are finally sparking, realizes maybe this guy isn't, I think he lives up to the hype now. Shaking in his boots, he tries to run away, but Dwight grabs him and then decides to fist his jaw off. Oh my gosh. This is insane work. Now, let me tell you why this is dirty. Because instead of just going for a normal backhand slap, this dude had enough time to crunch up his fist. You knew you were going to get disrespected if someone backhand fist you instead of just forward. They know. They don't care about you. Oliver gets his arm whipped off as well. So, he's completely out of the game. What did he expect will happen? And that's not even what what happened to Oliver in the comics. He didn't get back fisted. He just got a normal straight punch like this. So it's kind of crazy how Dwight is over here disrespecting Mark and Oliver in this episode. It just shows the level of aura this man has. So obviously, we should in season 5 see Oliver finally developing a blade. Either we might not see that because in the ratio this man has been going, it's not looking good. Now, there's a funny one, Mark. If you really think about it, Oliver's like jaw apartment to help him like regrow his jaw looks exactly like the old man who can turn into a dragon. You know what I'm talking about? Just look at it and you'll notice that. So, yep, that's the two bums. Well, partially, one of them's not a bum. One is. Those are the two people I wanted to talk about today. Take my words with a little bit of salt. Not too much salt, We know how we like it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll try to post more. It's going to be hard with state testing happening, but I'll get straight into it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Arrivederci.